This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
Nectar Sleep, the most comfortable bed possible. Save 33% off and get free shipping with code MMANUTS. NordVPN, get advanced security, internet freedom, and complete privacy. Save 73% off the 2-year plan plus 4 months free with code MMANUTS. Hotel Collection, bring luxury hotels scenting home. Save 35% off with code MMA35. Drift Air Freshener, the freshest air freshener with no harmful chemicals. Save 15% off with code INGO15. Defense Soap, everyday soaps for everybody. Use code MMANUTS to save 15% off your order.
Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 610.
610.
My name's Ingo Weigel.
McGregor MMA show. By fans, for fans, walk the line between serious and ridiculous. What's happening?
The Bears.
Bears.
Right, the Bears.
How many wins will they have this season?
I'm predicting 11.
Ooh, I like that.
Might be too many. Probably 9. But
Well,
I think we did really well in the draft. You know, so we got an offensive lineman. What do we get? We got like
some defensive
lineman. We got a DB.
I think they stole a pretty good running back who doesn't have a lot of mileage on him.
Yeah. From Rashawn Johnson from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did pretty damn good. And I think they'll probably pick up a couple more people here as teams start releasing other players. They just didn't get a guy who could sack the quarterback. Like, kind of needed that. And they kind of said it too. Like, you can't do everything in 1 year. So it's like you're taking steps, like you're building a foundation. Makes sense.
Right.
Giving Justin Fields protection and weapons too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why I was glad with the first pick that they passed on that Jalen Carter character, because like that kid had problems. Like, yeah, he looks really good, but he's got some off the field issues, and then he blew his tryout at like the thing. So like, you can't waste a pick on that kid. If your heart's not in it and your head's not in it, I don't give a fuck how good you are. You're gonna be like a cancer to the team unless you have some veteran leadership that can reel that kid in, and we do not have that. So
no,
hard pass.
The defense can, do a little bit better too. It'll help our offense. They can complement each other, so we don't have to score all these damn points all the time.
Yeah, I think there was a point where we were like the highest scoring offense in the league for like a handful of weeks there. Yeah, it's just because Fields is going berserk, like rushing for 1,000 million yards.
He had to
for his life.
No choice.
So yeah. So
that's good. That's good.
Got to be optimistic.
Yes. Shall we talk a little MMA?
Yeah, let's start with the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 41. So
yes,
I thought the price was going to be $49.99, and it was weird because I went to the website and it said, hey, there's 2 options. You can either pay $49.99 for this one-off, or you can get a subscription to Fight TV. I'm like, okay, let me see what that's about. And they said, oh, you can have it for free for 7 days, and then the pay-per-view is only $24.99. Like, see, that's exactly what the fuck I wanted. That's the price I wanted to pay, and I thought that was a fair price, so I bought it. And then it was weird because the rumor was the athletic commission did no drug testing for this event. Like, one of the MMA media reached out and they're like, what event? What drug testing? I'm like, of course. I'm like, well, what do you expect? Mm-hmm. And then Bec Rawlings with the nice pre-fight press conference t-shirt.
Ha! I love it. Don't bully me, I'll come.
Great. And one other thing before we start talking about the fights too, I saw that they had some interesting sponsors. So OnlyFans, huge sponsor. They were on the side there, and then they were also like the marquee sponsor. I didn't know OnlyFans was sponsoring stuff like that. So that's pretty cool because Bec Rawlings has her own OnlyFans. So it's weird like that.
Man, that's everywhere now.
I know. They make bank off of that. It's a scam.
It's gonna be like Hillary Clinton OnlyFans. Like, I know you'd watch. You're like, you're thinking about.
I'm
Like,
still thinking about it. Do I want to see
check
that?
it out. I'd probably check it out.
I think that's a hard pass.
Yeah.
I don't always see that. So let's talk about the first fight. So you had Mike Perry and Luke Rockhold. I'll just say this: Luke Rockhold did way better than I thought he would. Like, he looked fast. He was landing shots, and it's also like a lot of back and forth in that fight. But that second round,
here it is. Perry doing his thing. Bam. Hopefully we can show that. But
yeah, you're fine. But yeah, Rockhold got all sorts of messed up, and then in the second round, he ends up quitting and says, "I'm out." And then they show his mouth afterwards. Like, he might have to get a little dental work done. Like that, you can't have a pretty little mouth and be a model and have your teeth fucked up and your tooth ripped through your mouth hole. But I mean, he quit. He could have kept fighting. He chose not to. But once again, I always think that, like, he was a male model, and then you have like a Paige Van Zandt who's also doing modeling. Like, bare knuckle is not the sport for you guys.
You're gonna get messed up no matter if you win or lose. You're gonna
right. You're getting your hands are fucked up, your face is fucked up. And then afterwards, Luke was talking about it, and he said, "You could check bare knuckle off the list." Some crazy shit. Those little knuckles got me square on the front two teeth. It's a shame it ended that way. Motherfucker, Mike, you tough bastard. Congrats. He says, "I'm not done. Some gloves would be nice, though." So I don't know, where does he go from there? Do you think, is he going to go back to MMA? Is he going to box? Like, what's his story? Grapple?
I think grappling is the safest bet. You know, he's going to heal up and do his thing and probably go back to grappling, doing something like that. I could see him doing some boxing, but he was never that great of a boxer. I just don't, not bare knuckle. I'm thinking more like a grappling thing.
He's a hell of a grappler if he gets the top on you. You're fucked. Ask Lyoto Machida that one.
Right.
And then you also had Conor McGregor come to the event, and then he came into the ring, and then it was weird because McGregor put the bare knuckle fighting championship belt on, got into the ring, and then had a face off with Mike Perry, and then also took the mic and was talking all sorts of smack of like how great an organization this is and how he'd like to try it someday. I'm like, what? Like, how much did they pay Conor to be there and talk like crazy and then face off in the ring?
Probably too much. There's no way he'll ever do that.
Well, he's smart. Like, you should stay the fuck away from that.
I don't see him doing that. So no chance. No chance.
Hope not.
Did you see the Luke Rockhold tweet after he lost the following day? He had a little bit of something to say. Did you see him?
What's that?
I meant to share that. There you go.
Well, fuck. What can I say? You can check bare knuckle off the list. Some crazy
this is just what I said.
Those little knuckles got me. Square on the front, too.
But just look at his face.
Beard.
Yeah.
Looks like he lost a couple. Like,
it's a good fight. It's a shame it had ended that way. Motherfucker, Mike, you tough bastard. Congrats. Thanks.
Tough bastard. I think it's interesting that I can't tell because from one of the pictures it looks like this tooth was like the jawline was broken, and on this right there it just looks like it got chipped. So
yeah, for a model that's not great.
how do you fix that? I think you have to get like
get some
Maniscalco, pull all the teeth and put some fake ones in there.
Yeah,
veneers. But if you
veneers,
get veneers, you're not fighting with veneers in. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know. He said he's thinking about growing his beard back, like a big beard. Hide all that shit.
I don't know if that would help, but maybe.
Well, yeah, it's not going to cover his face. And then, so Mike Perry is now 3-0 in bare knuckle, and this fight went as expected. I'm like, there's just a difference. Some people are built for this, and some people aren't. And Mike Perry is fucking built for bare knuckle, but now he's a free agent. So what do you think Mike Perry should do next?
Well, it seems like he should keep fighting bare knuckle. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
man.
kind of a
Where else
no-brainer.
does he have it? Like, he had moderate success in MMA, but this is his gig, man. Like, some people, it's just like the perfect combination. He's got grit, he's got KO power, and he's got skill. And he's not gonna quit. Like, if that was Mike on the other end, he's not fucking quitting. He's gonna keep going.
Yeah, I wonder at what point they would have stopped it though. Like, if it's that bad.
Probably between rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it wouldn't. But yeah, makes sense. It wasn't the only quit on the night though. There was another one too. Can we segue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Did you see this Ben Rothwell fight? Versus I'm gonna show some video. Here's Rothwell looking pretty solid in the throwing some uppercuts, nasty uppercuts, and that of course leads to them throwing in the towel here. There it is, you can see it. So good move on the corner's part. I think he was taking a lot of damage on that one.
Yeah, they both did. If you saw like the after effect of both their faces, like, you forget heavyweights hit really fucking hard, and then bare knuckle they hit even harder.
Oh damn!
Like, they're both like, when you win you lose, and when you lose you lose.
Yeah, case in point. I didn't realize Ben Rothwell got that messed up. It didn't look so bad from the pictures.
Yeah, I think he just swelled more and more by the post-fight press conference.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, they were fucking murdering each other, and the other guy had started off strong, and then Rothwell just fucking turned on. I think he's another guy that's built for the sport. And the crazy thing is, like, with that win, he could potentially challenge Alan Belcher. Alan Belcher is the heavyweight champ of bare knuckle fighting championship. So you could have Ben Rothwell versus Alan Belcher. It's like all the former UFC fighters, and I love it. Like, I like seeing these guys over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Chad Mendes versus Eddie Alvarez. And I want to show you the pre-fight. Like, these guys were fucking jacked for like little pie weights.
Look at that.
Mendes, I think he was like 167, and Alvarez had to be right around there, maybe like 168.
Well,
like,
they got the memo of the no testing. Someone sent them a telegram a few months ago. It was like,
yeah,
go bananas, do whatever you want.
And then during the fight, McGregor is outside and he's yelling at Alvarez, like, throw the uppercut, throw the uppercut. So like during the fight, he ends up throwing the uppercut, and then he points over to McGregor like, hey man, thanks for the advice there.
Nice. I did not see that.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
That was cool. And then afterwards, Chad Mendes retired. He said, I don't need to be doing this shit anymore. And it was kind of surprising seeing him, because you think he's short and he's got those stubby little arms, but like, they were both rocking each other, and Alvarez ended winning the split decision. They both like dropped each other during the fight, but I think the thing that surprised me the most was just the speed of Mendes, and he's still able to land on Eddie. But Eddie, again, doesn't really give a fuck. He's in there to take one to give one, so he'll just let Chad close the distance. And then Eddie was even saying, like, he kind of talked about, when we were talking about Mike Perry, how he's built for the sport. He said, BKFC, it's not for the athletes. The athletes don't belong in bare knuckle. It's the dogs of the sport who belong in this arena. And that's 100% correct. Like,
makes sense.
That is defining Mike Perry, and then defining Luke Rockhold. Like, I consider Rockhold, yes, he's a fighter, but I think he's more on the athlete side of it. Kind of like the pretty boy. Like, he's very skilled. He was a fucking champion.
Yeah.
So you can't take that away from the guy. It's just, this is a whole nother animal.
It is. It's like the gladiators, of the sport, the toughest of the tough.
Yeah.
Just kind of
and like, broken hands, broken faces, broken teeth, broken everything.
You think I'm waiting for someone to lose an eyeball or something? I feel like that's not far off. Here's with the amount of
It
damage.
might, because and then I saw like the Bec Rawlings fight. They had a doctor stoppage and it was total bullshit. She had like a tiny cut over her eye. It wasn't even bleeding. And then the doctor waved the fight off. But I mean, she wasn't doing good in this fight. And I don't know what happened to her because I saw her first fight in BKFC and it looked like she had the best skills of anyone out there, man or woman, like skill wise. Like she was fucking doing it. And like her skills, I think she's lost 2 in a row now. It's gone down. Like she's gotten worse as she's been in there longer. So it's kind of weird. Like she's going backwards.
Too much damage.
Yeah. And I think that was it. And then Chris Camozzi also got a win.
Okay, good
He
for
was
him.
in there. But it's like all these former UFC fighters. I still don't know how they're paying all these guys though.
Drug money, probably.
Well, there's a rumor that I think the president of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship took out like a double mortgage or something to make this event happen. And then I think he was on Ariel Helwani's show talking about they're close to having some kind of rights deal with some major channel. I'm not sure what.
Oh,
but that wouldn't surprise me because I think they wanted to get out of this subscription and pay-per-view model and just kind of like what the UFC is doing with ESPN, just get someone to pay you a boatload of money and then just provide content.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Everyone's trying. It's like the Amazon model: become the biggest and most interesting, sell, and make money. Like sometime.
Yeah,
down the
you
road.
lose. I don't know how many years Amazon lost money. It was lots. It was volume. They always said we're gonna make it up in volume, and they fucking finally did. Put everyone else out of business.
Yeah. Now they're the biggest and baddest. They're everywhere.
You don't need to go anywhere. Just go to Amazon.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, let's talk about some sponsor action.
Sponsors brought to you by Amazon. No, just kidding.
You could be.
Manscaped. Playoffs? Are you talking about playoffs? That's right. The playoffs are here, and your friends at Manscaped are here too. And they're making sure your balls are as kissable as the Stanley Cup.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd kiss the cup.
Yeah. Whether you're an NBA or NHL guy, you'll want to give your nuggets the best clippers to rid them of pubes and help them see the summer sun. Don't let your little devils go to wild. Use the Lawnmower 4.0 and get your boys as smooth as jazz. This is a mouthful. You can have the balls of kings by going to manscaped.com/MMA-nuts for 20% off plus free shipping.
Word. And Manscaped, it's the champion of men's grooming. You know why they call their staple product the Performance Package 4.0?
Why?
Because it's the best way to get your body ready for elite level performance. Clean balls. You need to be aerodynamic and like glide through the wind. That's right. Glide through the wind for the win. Something like that.
And while you're gliding, remember, you can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/MMA-nuts. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/MMA-nuts. Pick a winner, hit the playoff push, and use Manscaped to shave that bush.
Whoa. You know, fancy.
This is an aggressive campaign. Good Lord.
It always is. Speaking of that, this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex, guys. Remember the days when you were always ready to go? Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com.
The best part, it's all done online, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. They're made in the USA and prepared and shipped to your door. Does it work? Don't think you need it? Try it free for a month and see. Guaranteed you're going to love it.
That's right. And Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. You can try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code MMA-nuts at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, code MMA-nuts to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Like harnesses and stuff, helmets. What else?
Maybe.
Some lube.
Maybes.
Miracle brand. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? It can lead to acne, allergies,
Ew.
and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry.
That's what it's about. You get self-cooling properties for better quality sleep. You're using silver-infused fabrics, originally inspired by NASA. Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating. That is a mouthful. And designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long. All night. So you get better sleep every night.
And go to trymiracle.com/MMA to try Miracle Made sheets today. That rhymes. And with Mother's and Father's Day right around the corner, this is the perfect season and way to give someone you love the gift of better and more luxurious sleep. Save over 40% and be sure to use our promo code MMA at checkout to save even more and get 3 free towels. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/MMA and use the code MMA to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/MMA to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
Word. And back to the show.
You like how I read those different every time? I'm like trying to do voices. Is it
fine.
Is it effective?
Sure. People are buying things like hotcakes.
That's perfect. That's
They're buying so many that people are upset. It's too many sales and go. They're gonna go out of business.
These things happen in MMA. Man, I have so many stories. Where do I start? Well, apparently, let's start here. So Francis Ngannou, right?
Yes.
One championship, says like, nah, we're done. Like, we're not doing it. But then he goes on the I don't know if he went on the show or Ariel tweeted out that he has some insider information that a deal is imminent with a major promotion as early as this week. It's going to happen. My question to you, Matt, is which promotion do you think?
You can kind of narrow it down. So UFC turned him down. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship turned him down. Bellator turned him down. ONE FC turned him down. Let's see who's left. PFL. And PFL also does boxing. They're going to do like their pay-per-view thing. So my guess is PFL. And the wild card may be like a little Showtime boxing.
Showtime boxing?
Because I think the Scott Coker, president of Bellator, was saying, when they passed, that Showtime might be interested. So that's also out there. Or he could just be like, he should be one-offing like one of these big guys, like a Tyson Fury or any of the other major boxers to get that big payday. But who knows? What do you think?
Well, I'm going to go way off the reservation on this and say, with all this hoopla, the UFC has been watching and they circled back and now he's going to the UFC, but he's not getting as sweet of a deal as they even offered him the first time. They're going to get him for less than they were going to originally offer him because you fucking didn't take the deal the first time. And I'm predicting he comes back and fights in the UFC.
I'd like to see that, but I think he's already on the Dana White grudge list. Unfortunately,
Dana says things. He talks out of both sides of his mouth all the time.
He does, but that grudge is strong.
It is a strong grudge. I agree.
The grudge is strong.
I can see the PFL for sure. That makes the most sense, probably. But I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and I would imagine they're not afraid to throw money if they're doing $1 million tournaments. And I'm just curious, like, what is this guy's asking fee to fight that the amount of money is so high that it's offensive to the point like people are like, we're not fucking dealing with this guy because he wants too much money. Is he asking for 10 million a fight? 20 million?
I thought the UFC said he was going to make around 10 million if he had for his next fight.
That's insane.
So maybe he's asking for 20. Is he looking for Conor McGregor money? So.
Well, it's tough in this new version of the UFC. You're not going to see it. So, I mean, I thought boxing was going to be the route to make I don't know, 20 million. I think he could make 20 if he's fighting one of these major guys, but the longer he's sidelined, the like his value is just degrading. Like the longer he's sitting out here, so you got to get in and fight somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then, UFC is having a numbered card this week.
Yes.
UFC 288. Not super excited for this main event of Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo, who's coming out of retirement. Those are weird odds. -105 versus -115.
It's about right. I think this is a total toss up. I mean, I know Cejudo hasn't fought in like 2 or 3 years, right? But
Yeah,
still tough as shit.
and he's been constantly training. I mean, fuck, he's like head coach of John Jones, and like who knows who's all at that camp right now. But it's insane, and how high level of an athlete he was. He's not going to just lose that. Like he's still out there. So you got that one.
Well, I'm
more
predicting
excited.
a KO on that one for sure. I'm Cejudo by KO. That's what I'm thinking. Shock the world.
Yeah, I kind of want Cejudo to lose, so I'm going to pick Sterling just out of spite.
Of course you are.
And then the fight I'm more excited about is Belal Muhammad, Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert, I think he's taking this on short notice. I feel like he just fought. Didn't he fight like Masvidal?
I cannot remember.
Yeah,
sounds right.
April 8th.
Yeah.
So like last month. So we're gonna take a fight on super short notice. But the thing I don't like about this card, it's all these pie weights. I mean, the heaviest weight fight on this main card is the welterweight fight, because then you have a women's strawweight fight, another featherweight bout, another featherweight bout, and then you have Crown Gracie, who hopefully is going to employ jiu-jitsu this fight.
Maybe.
And not trying to stand and bang it out like he did the last one, and hasn't fought in like fucking 3 years.
Is George Gurgel in his corner by any chance?
It might be October 12th, 2019.
Oh,
it's insane.
I think he's been busy grappling.
Yeah. And then
hey, I see it. Wait. There's a ghost. Finally.
There's one. There's two. There's three. We got a hat trick over here. You got one heavyweight fight. Wow. Huh. It's just a lot of lighter weights. Not a fan.
No. Not super exciting.
Scale 1 to 10. I'm giving that about 4.
Oh, you're generous. I was gonna say like 3.
Well, it is. They do have a bunch of ranked fighters on there, so it's kind of the gauge. But my excitement level is just these lighter weight guys. I mean, I say it a million times, not exciting to me. I'd like that welterweight bout, and we'll see what happens. So, what else is happening?
Well, some news with the Power Slap League from earlier in the week. Apparently,
Dana White Power Slap League.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Dana White Power Slap League. Yes. Is that? Do we have to say that in front every time?
Yeah, I just think it's funny.
Are we contractually obligated? I feel like
no. You don't.
Okay. It appears that according to the Nevada Athletic Commission, several, as in more than 6, apparently, have of these Power Slap guys have been tested for performance-enhancing drugs, and they failed their drug test. In a statement by Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Anthony Marnell, he says, "I didn't know you needed steroids to slap, but I guess we're going to find out." Well, I don't. Does that help you not get KO'd or something?
Well, it's going to help you KO people. What and recover. It's about training and recovery. Of course, you need steroids, and they're also on all sorts of other narcotics too. So it wasn't just steroids.
Steroids and cocaine.
Yeah, one guy was on like 5 different steroids. Like he was running the gamut on fucking everything you can shoot, and good for them. But why are they even testing these guys? I mean. And what kind of fines are you going to levy on a guy who's on like a 2 and 2? Like more than he made the fucking event. Hopefully it's a percentage of their purse and not like a set fine. Maybe they're going to try to ban him for life like they tried to do fucking Nick Diaz. I don't even know what the bans are these days anymore. because it's so rare. You rarely hear of
Steroids.
UFC fighter testing positive. I think a lot of that shit is on the down low, and I think they're doing secret suspensions, and we're not hearing about stuff.
Mhm.
But I think they need to be on everything. Right? They're just slapping each other, so just let them run wild. Like, who gives
Who
a shit?
cares? Yeah.
Right? I'm
Me
not
too.
fucking watching it. I could give a shit.
No.
I saw Joe Schilling, and
Ah,
there's an update on him for this little KO in a bar. He used the Stanger ground law in Florida, and he was granted immunity from a civil lawsuit filed by Justin Balboa. Interesting name.
oh yeah.
The man he knocked out in a Florida restaurant said in an April 19th filing, Broward County, Florida, circuit judge, blah, 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 found Schilling justified in striking Balboa under the state's Stanger ground law because he reasonably believed Balboa posed a threat of great bodily harm to himself. The court further finds that Schilling used only such force necessary to neutralize this threat and is therefore entitled to immunity. That is fucking beautiful. I'm so happy with this story because apparently that guy was just being a twat, and I'll pull up the video of that so we can relive it and you could see, because I think the guy was like pushing people and just like talking smack to everyone.
He was being a dick.
So they knew like there was probably going to be a problem. So I think one of Joe's friends started filming, and the guy yells like, "Hey, man!" And then he pretends like he's going to throw a punch. Like, you don't do that. Like, 100%. I think Joe was in the right here.
Well, he moved towards him. Absolutely.
Yeah, and he got served street justice, and that's what should happen.
And the side of
he got a 3-piece, but I think the first piece knocked him out.
Even more so funny is that now, because Schilling won the lawsuit, it's potentially I think there's going to be a countersuit potentially, and this guy might have to pay all of Schilling's attorney fees and costs, including all the trips he had to make from California. The experts, and you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars here, potentially. And
so I hope that's
what you get.
Yeah, so you could have just taken what you got because you kind of deserve that. You're being a dick all night, and then someone calls you on it. Unfortunately, you run into the wrong guy. Or fortunately, because maybe Joe saved that guy's life. Because maybe that guy fucks off and someone decides to pull a gun and just fucking shoot that guy.
Right.
You're gonna be lucky Joe slept you in a shot or two.
Exactly.
And like, and then the other thing I think Joe was talking about, like, how much shit and how much did his image get tarnished online from like having that happen. Everyone's like, "Oh, fuck Joe, and he'll never work again," and blah blah blah, he was wrong. I'm like, no, that's a clear case of self-defense. You can't threaten someone like you're gonna throw a punch and he just reacts. Like, if you're a fighter, you react to shit. So good on him.
Good on him is right.
Oh, and then the other thing real quick I wanted to mention, since we were talking about Ngannou, I want to circle back to that because do you think OnlyFans would be an option for him?
What would he do on OnlyFans?
Whack off. I don't know. I forgot to mention that because
maybe. Possibly. Hey, maybe that's the deal.
I just putting it out there.
Maybe OnlyFans is doing some weird live event thing.
I'm just saying. Sarah. Anyway, go ahead.
Two chicks, one cup.
I've never watched that, and I still won't watch it.
I saw it once, and I regretted it many years ago. So I would recommend not looking that up. It's really weird. It's really strange, and I'm not even sure what. It's crazy. This may be the worst case of cauliflower ear in a fight I've seen in quite a while. Jose Penaloza, right?
Okay.
Here he is from over the weekend, in between rounds. I think they had paused the fight just to take a look at this.
Oh yeah. Because I think his ear was about to fall off.
It looks crazy, right? So then some moments go by, and here we go. I'm hoping we can show this. That's on Fight Pass. Are we allowed to show it? Sketchy, show it, not show it?
Not show.
Not show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
okay. Hold on. I'll pause. I have a photo. 1 second. Can I show the photo?
Yeah, you can show the photo, but just Fight Pass stuff's gonna be a automatic copyright.
I lost the photo. Anyways, ear explodes in the middle of the, like, seconds later, they stop the fight, blood everywhere. You can, it's nasty.
Yeah, well, who else was it? Wasn't it James Thompson who had the same thing? Like his ear was blowing up, the heavyweight. I don't remember if it was
Kimbo? Was it Kimbo?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was Kimbo
I think
Slice.
it was Kimbo fighting him
on
and
like ABC or Showtime or something.
something weird. And his ear was all like flappy.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, we gotta fucking stop this because your ear's gonna fucking fall off. That's like, this has happened a few times. I can remember a couple other guys that shit happened to. Like, fuck, man, it's wild when you get that like fucking nutsack ear. These guys are fucking, now you got to manscape your ear because you got a fucking sack growing out. It looked gross. That shit's gross.
It's really gross. Yeah, I'm looking at old photos. I think he caught like an uppercut from Kimbo that nicked it, and then it was already messed up when he came in. And then it was just bad.
Yeah, went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
And then I saw a couple fights or things that were mentioned. Vitor Belfort is trying to get a boxing match against Nate Diaz.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, what world are we living in when that would even be anywhere acceptable? Like, that makes zero sense out of any fucking match that you could make boxing wise.
Yeah.
With exception to, well, then why don't you just do Ngannou versus Belfort then? If you're going to offer to fight Nate, then why don't you fight fucking Francis Ngannou? That is retarded.
I mean, not what's a TUE exemption? Vitor might have a chance against Francis Ngannou. I think it's possible.
He might. He's got fast hands and power.
He's crazy fast, and he's quick. Yeah,
right.
Like on his feet, moves in and out real fast. So I don't know. That could. I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd watch that, but I don't like him calling out Nate. I think that's weak.
Bogus. Yeah.
And then Conor McGregor said he's willing to fight Max Holloway sometime. Holloway. Like that's a weird one. I'm not even close in weight class. Don't even like that. And then the other rumor I heard was that they were gonna run an Ultimate Fighter show with Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier as the two coaches, but then Poirier didn't want to do it, which I find odd. But again, because that probably means you got to fight Justin at the end of it. And I don't think, even if you won against Gaethje, you don't win. Yeah, that's a loss regardless. It's kind of like fighting bare knuckle when you fight Justin Gaethje. Like, he's gonna fuck your legs up to the point where, like, and just the damage you take, like, you're probably not quite the same after fighting him. He's one of those guys, like, once you fight him, you take years off of your fighting career, I think, fighting Gaethje.
I agree. I mean, yeah, it could also be, I imagine there's a huge time commitment. So maybe, that's part of the factor too, as far as like filming the show and all that shit. I don't know how many weeks they do that over.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a month or two at least of commitment, and then plus the training camp. You're talking like 6-8 month commitment total, maybe.
But I wonder what they get paid, because you got to think you got to get paid pretty well to be a coach. And why do they always have to fight? It's not like you have to fight, because I thought there was a time when they were just coaching and they weren't fighting at the end of it. That might have been the original.
I think
seasons.
No, I think that's happened off and on. It's not
because
always fighting.
There was that one season where, like, I think the winners of the show fought like coaches or something. Because I remember Nate Quarry fought Rich Franklin. And wasn't that where we had Matt Serra versus Matt Hughes?
Perhaps.
Something like that. This is so long ago, my memory escapes me, but they've done some weird shit.
Netflix DVD. That's how old that shit is.
Or they mail it to you in the red boxes.
Yeah. I would like watch them. I had like the first 6 or 7. I was addicted to it, but I don't remember that. No, those were exciting. I was like, ooh, MMA. So cool.
Yeah, back when it was new or newer. Like they're trying different concepts of
Mhm.
like the show and what can we have these fucking guys do
Right.
to keep it interesting. Let's have one guy stand there and another guy climb around him as many times as he can, going around the world like a monkey. Like, what are you guys doing? Like man on man sweat. Like
Right.
this is gross. And then they're gassed out and then they can't do well in their next fight because they went
Yeah.
like hours playing some stupid reindeer game that not everyone's invited to. What else is happening?
Well, Floyd Mayweather, I don't know how he's
Yes.
doing this, but he's making money doing other things other than actually fighting fights for like competitiveness. But he just booked a fight against John Gotti III in a boxing exhibition on June 11th. So Mayweather's like 50-0 with 27 KOs. Gotti is 5-1 as an MMA fighter, 2-0 as a pro boxer. So I don't know what's happening. This is like a weird. Why do you think he's doing this, and what the hell is the point of all this? Just
Habit. It's a cash run, cash grab. Guy is just, he burns hundreds for kicks. So
are we going to get tired of this event? I mean, who's going to watch this?
oh, I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah.
I have no interest. I mean, I watched, obviously the Conor McGregor Mayweather one, but
that's different. This guy has, like 7 fights in his career or something. So
yeah, I don't know who's watching that. I don't know who's signing up. And I don't know, are they banking on a pay-per-view or are they trying to bank on ticket sales at the event? Because I don't even know what's more lucrative. Because I forgot what fight just happened. What was it? Davis and Garcia in boxing. Where like they had I think the 5th largest gate and they did a massive pay-per-view, something like that. It was like the 5th biggest.
Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia you're talking about? Yeah, on Showtime.
Yeah.
There was I think you're right. I remember. Yeah.
So
there's money there. They're fans, rabid fans looking for anything they can get their hands on when it comes to boxing, including like the best ever, probably arguably fighting some guy that's only had 6 fights for fun. I don't.
Well, I think it's also, you got to think Mayweather's skills, like he's on the downslide too. So he probably doesn't want to take much risk, and it's a safer thing. Like, let's do this exhibition so I can just fucking evade, right? And then like cash a nice paycheck from somebody. So yeah, it's weird. I don't understand it, but yeah, someone might be watching that. Did you see Fabricio Werdum? He's 45. Check him out.
He's looking really good. Probably in the best shape he's ever been.
He looks like Uber Ramingo.
He does.
Oh my God. Look at this.
Small.
He took all the steroids. He might be throwing 17 boomerangs at someone because he's so aggro. He's been aggro all the time. He's been on something, but never to this degree. So I don't know who or what he's fighting, but fucking A, man. He is jacked.
He's huge. I agree.
Good I love it though. That's what these older guys should be doing. All the steroids.
Just getting jacked.
Yeah, and then fight in leagues that we're not testing or fight overseas. I don't give a shit.
BKFC.
Yep. What else is happening?
What's left? I saw Cody Garbrandt's got a fight against Mario Bautista. Should happen around August 19th. Making his return. So good on him. Fight announcement there.
Does he have a new neck tattoo?
I don't know. I don't think he has any room. Any more tattoos anywhere.
It's always a curious decision, the neck tat. Tito Ortiz is back in the news. You want to see a little video of him?
Yes.
I gotta turn the volume off because it's loud, but he's like doing like the 9 Gs. He's like, Jenna Jameson, UFC, Chuck Liddell.
Jesus.
Like, whoa, what happened there? I fucking blacked out, man. He was pulling like 9 G's in one of them fucking
Those thingies that whirl you around.
yeah.
That sounds like no fun. I would never.
No. That's a hard pass. I'm not a big fan of like pulling G's anymore, like on roller coasters. Like, let's take you 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. I'm good. I don't need that shit anymore. I might do it, but
gonna go ahead and pass on that one, right?
yeah. Let's see this other thing. There's a battle rap and slap league now. So first, these guys start with like a battle rap against each other, like blah blah blah, doing like your mama shit, and then the next thing you know, it turns into like a fucking slap.
I don't know how they possibly did it, but they made the slap thing dumber somehow. Like, I'm really impressed by how they did this. They literally made the dumbest thing I've seen in a long time even dumber. So wow.
100%.
Congratulations.
If you're not, it's not the butt slap league. You're doing it wrong.
Right.
What else is going on?
News wise, that's about it. I think I got.
Okay. I got about a handful of other things. So let's show you this fight. Let me get your thoughts on this. Let me do a little prelude. Okay, the sound's okay. We can put a little sound on here. Give me your thoughts on the job the ref did here. This is gonna be about 40 seconds here. 45 seconds.
Let's see. Oh damn.
It's super loud in my left ear.
Jesus. That might have been the worst stoppage I've ever seen. What was that?
Oh, the fight's not over yet.
Wait, what?
The ref's calling a timeout. I gotta turn the sound off because he's just coming in my left ear. I can't have coming in my left ear.
What is he doing? He's letting the guy.
He's just checking to see. Is he all right? Yeah, he's all right. Let's go.
Don't tell me the big guy's gonna knock the little guy out now.
Now the fight's over. I still think early stoppage, Jingo.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
Like what? Is he not dead and knocked out right there?
I think he's dead. He's knocked out multiple times.
How do we do it? I think we're trying. The guy must have fucked the other guy's wife, ref's wife. That's the only way that shit happens.
Makes sense. I would do the same thing if that was me in that case.
That's right.
Fight on.
Let's see some Russian face-off fun and some Russian fights. So, yeah, a little guy and a big guy.
Oh damn! Nice takedown.
Yeah, he takes mount. So
how did he do that, man? You never let a little guy take you into his world. That was
no. You don't let him close the distance.
You throw knees.
That's
knees
and then he fucking
or front kicks because those are going to be to the face, you know.
And then let's pull this other one. And then they actually had an MMA fight. So let me pull this up. So it's a man and a woman versus half a man. I don't understand this kind of stuff. Because then this chick's just throwing haymakers on the little dude. And the thing that's amazing is that the ref is actually enforcing rules like, hey, man, don't hit him in the spine. Hey, man, don't hit him in the back of the head.
Hit him anyway.
Hit him in the ear. Oh, shit. Man, they're doing it right overs, not in the U.S.
Like
apparently,
Russia?
anything goes. Yeah.
Epic fighting.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Wasn't there a show like 2.5 Men? That was
there was a show.
That was like 1.5 Men and a lady. I don't know, man. I like it. And then same card. Here's another one. Man versus woman. Woman's dressed like a snake.
What the hell?
Oh, he got cracked pretty good right there.
That guy looks about 100 years old.
And then someone throws a live chicken into the fucking cage.
A live chicken.
Did you see it? Like it's not down there.
What is
flapping
he doing?
around.
He's I
don't know.
Covering up against the cage. standing.
Well, he didn't like the first shot. Maybe we can get a little volume on that one. And he looks like he's pretty old too.
She freaking cracked his ass. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
No mercy.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I like it. I like the weird shit. Let's do a little KO of the week.
Mhm.
This one comes from 1FC. It's a double head kick KO kind of shit.
Oh, nice.
You get 1, 2, 1, 2. We start there, and then we'll end on this other one. This other one's insane.
I have one to add too. Can I squeeze it in and then you end on your insane?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Couple old guys always get well. One old guy.
More Russia, huh?
One guy's looking a little tipsy here.
Man, I don't even know who to pick.
He KO'd himself. And then the other guy KO'd himself too.
They're fucking hammered as shit. Vodka. Yet. And then close on this one.
So it looks like we're gonna get a. Oh, he knocks it!
Damn.
It's like he got boarded. Whenever you do that, like
So it looks
it's never good.
Oh, he knocks it!
ugh,
Ouch.
when you
Brutal.
get stiffened up. Do a little tweet of the week. It's Stanley Cup playoff hockey. And I gotta appreciate this because I don't like this team. So apparently there's no rainbows in Boston. So Skittles tweeted out, "My weekend wasn't great, but at least I didn't choke away a 3-1 playoff lead. Anyways, taste the rainbow." Because Boston was the best team in hockey ever with the most amount of wins in a season. And then they lost to the Florida Panthers, who were a wild card team. I fucking love it because I fucking hate Boston. At least the Bruins.
Boston.
And we'll add another one. Well, a little insult to injury. Well, crying Michael Jordan.
So sad.
That's a shame. And then the real one. I don't know how this one will go, but whatever. This is mostly peaceful memes. This is pronouns are E5 fo fum.
Good Lord, what is happening?
I don't know. Move right along. I didn't check this one, but let's see. Oh, this is Camellia Oliveira just saying hello. She's on her high rise. And that takes us right to Knowledge. We go for Knowledge.
I just have one little thing to say. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghost Butter. I like it.
I have no other knowledge besides that. You should definitely call it Goat's Butter or the Ghostbusters, depending on what kind of
One of
problem you
them.
have. Goat's Butter, hey, probably goes well with Blue Chew, I'm guessing. Slather it on.
I don't know. I don't know. And you had mentioned 2 girls, 1 cup earlier, but hot girls shit the hardest.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that means, but I figure that's a great way to end the show.
That's fantastic. That has been another edition of MMA Nuts. We really need a big UFC card. I feel like we need some action in this joint. I feel like we've been humming along, but we'll be back next week. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Pat Griffith, thanks for playing.